So just by a show of hands, how many of you find this to be a difficult concept to really live? Yeah. So this is relevant. When you put yourself first and you take care of your own needs, it's not a selfish thing. If you're doing it with the intention that you're doing it for the highest good, that you're doing it for the good of the world, for the good of all life everywhere, if that is your true intention, then putting yourself first is a blessing to those around you. Because if you build yourself up and you raise your vibration, how much more powerful can you be in loving others? Everybody take a deep breath in. This is a fun one. Loving yourself means caring for your temple. So your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, this is your temple. This is what you have. You get one per lifetime. That's how I understand it. You get one. So this lifetime, this is what you've got. This is what you're working with. And I believe that you can change your DNA and you can heal and you can grow younger and all those things. I believe in all of that 100%. But still, this is it. So if you really love yourself, wouldn't you want to do everything you can to nourish your physical body? I hear chocolate. What's up with the chocolate? So I'm talking about hydration. So this is a good moment for me to practice what I preach. You know me, you know I always carry my baby with me, my little stainless steel clean canteen. When I'm talking about nourishing your physical body, I'm talking about hydration, keeping your cells, your joints, your physical body lubricated. I'm talking about eating foods that work for you, whole foods, foods that nature produced for you, that haven't been processed and fooled around with. I'm talking about exercise, moving your body. You know, your body was made and built to move. So your temple, this is what you have. This is what you're working with. You can have a sharp mind and a deteriorating body, or you can have a sharp mind and a healthy body. You choose. You choose what you want. I really encourage you to choose loving yourself. Because again, if you have a strong, healthy body, you can help other people. People who are less fortunate, or people who haven't chosen what you've chosen for yourself. Love yourself through your physical body, through your temple also. Loving yourself means figuring out who you are and giving yourself permission to fully express that in the world. Walking to the beat of your heart. We're all here for different reasons. We all like different things. That's what makes us unique and fun. When you love yourself, you give your permission to do the things that bring you joy. And again, in the whole picture of things, when you're raising your vibration through having fun and through experiencing joy in your life, it impacts other people. It's not just, okay, I'm going to go play in the woods now because this is what I love and this is going to help me. It's, I'm going to go play in the woods now because this is what I love and this is what's going to help me so that I can help other people. And the trees and the flowers feel it too. There's life everywhere. And the more you can raise your vibration, the more that life benefits. So figure out who you are and give yourself permission to be that, to live that every day. This is a fun one. Loving yourself means appreciating your ego and allowing allowing it to be a mirror for you. Allow it to be a guide. So many times I've heard, the ego's bad, or we gotta squash the ego, or, all this bad talk about the ego. Well, guess what? We're human, and we came in with an ego for a reason. So discover what that reason is for you. Why do you have an ego? And what can it teach you? And embrace that. I love that. The ego doesn't have to drive you, doesn't have to take control of your life. Remember, you're working from a higher place when you're loving yourself. So the ego can't take over, but it's there for a reason. And we need to pay attention to what it's telling us and the messages that it has for us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Excellent. You guys are too easy. I shouldn't say that. Okay. And this one I sort of touched on before, but loving yourself means creating healthy boundaries for yourself. So if you are in a toxic relationship or a toxic environment, it's okay to distance yourself. It's okay to remove yourself for a while and see how you feel. And to take care of yourself. What I'd like to do now is to take a few moments and have you write down on your little cards some things that you can do to love yourself. So I'll just to kind of get the juices flowing in your brain, I'll share some things that I do for myself. So you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And I just want real practical things that you can do. So one thing that I do to love and nourish myself is I drink a lot of water. And if I have to pee 3 times during the service, I give myself permission to do it.
We'll wait for you.
Thanks. I drank extra this morning before I got here, so I didn't have to do it now. So I plan ahead, too. That's another thing I do to love myself. I'm very particular about what I put in my body, and if you've gone out to eat with me before, you may have noticed how picky I am. But it's because my body is extremely sensitive, and I respect that. Instead of trying to get it to do something it doesn't want to do, I respect my physical body, and I put things in that work for my body. Another thing that I do to love myself is I like to play. I like to play in the woods. I love to be in nature. So, I might spend a couple hours at the computer and I'll just be like, I can't deal with this anymore. So I'll just walk away and I'll go play for an hour or 2 and I'll come back and then I'll be able to get back to work again. But I allow myself to play and enjoy life. I used to be very regimented where, play came after work was done. And, all these things had to be lined up before I could do things a certain way. And now I realize that if I'm really taking care of myself, I need to make sure that my energy is replenished and that I'm keeping myself balanced and that I'm doing things that work for my spiritual and my physical bodies. Let's see if I can think of more examples. I love to spend time with good friends, and the people that are friends in my life are people who support me and people that make it safe for me to share my vulnerability with. And this one's probably one of the hardest things that I do to love myself. But as I said earlier, it's extremely important. I ask for help when I need it. And sometimes I wait a little too long until I'm really in a bad state before I reach out. But I know that it's something that I have to do, even if I don't feel safe doing it. I do it anyway because I know that in the end, it's helpful for me.